Hey, this is Pastor Jay Lee, and you're listening to the Daily Sabbath podcast. Hey guys, it's Pastor Jay here. Just wanted to take a second to thank you for listening to the podcast. And I wanted to let you know there's two ways that you can help support us. The first way is by sending us any feedback that you have. We have a pod inbox set up where you can record a voice message for us either on your phone or through your browser. And if you would just let us know, what have you been enjoying about the podcast? Or what are some suggestions that you have to make it better? Or even if you just have some questions about God, about Jesus, about the Bible, we would love to hear from you guys and have a conversation with you. The second way that you can support us is by buying me a cup of coffee. This work is basically being fueled by the Holy Spirit and Starbucks. And so if you look in the episode description, you'll find a link to our pod inbox if you want to leave us a message. And you'll also find a link if you'd like to buy me a cup of coffee. And so with that being said, here's today's passage. The Parable of the Sower, Part 4. Luke chapter 8, verse 15. But the seed on good soil stands for those with a noble and good heart, who hear the word, retain it, and by persevering, produce a crop. We all want to be the good soil, right? That flourishing disciple who's bearing amazing fruit for God's kingdom. But sometimes, somewhere along the way, we get discouraged. Maybe we don't see the fruit. We start to question ourselves and His calling on us, whether we've really heard Him at all. Maybe we think to ourselves, if this was really God's will, it wouldn't be this hard. If God was really in this, it wouldn't be such a struggle. God must not be in this. But Jesus says, by persevering, the good soil produces a crop. Funny how a single word can change the entire trajectory of the passage. Remember, this is the good soil, yet only through perseverance do they bear the fruit of God's will. Discipleship, spiritual growth, God's purpose in our lives will require persistence, patience, endurance, blood, sweat, and tears, even when God is in them. Now, this doesn't mean that we don't ever get it wrong or that we don't ever need to adjust course. But it does mean that we shouldn't assume God's not in it just because it's hard. Galatians chapter 6, verse 9 says, "Let us not grow weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." And so your reflection for today is this. How have you already experienced this in your spiritual journey? What are your stories of bearing fruit through much perseverance and persistence? And can you let that encourage you in the places where you are feeling discouraged and frustrated? Let us not grow weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. For more Daily Sabbath content, please be sure to follow us on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts. And you can also follow us on our Instagram account, Daily Sabbath.